This is Maury of Yeshua. Listen to what the unbelievers say, either out loud or in their mind. Your feast is in the winter months? They're not really asking a question. They're being facetious. They're saying, it is impossible to have a feast in the winter month. Then they say things like this. You stupid. That's their go-to phrase. That's how they get their revenge. You made that up. It's in your book. Why didn't you go to check? There is no path of years. It's in your book. Why haven't you checked? Listen to me. She falls behind. She does not move forward. What does that mean? The moon falls behind the sun in the amount of 10 days every year. In 32 years, she would have passed through all the seasons. Now, I've asked a question to those who say that they are enlightened and teach time. Here it is. Could you show me in the Bible where it says that you are to adjust the calendar and move to another month if the barley harvest is not ripe or if the moon is moved away from the sun? You know what they say? You stupid. I asked them to show me in the book, any place, just one thing where it says to use a sundial or a solar calendar. What do they say? You stupid. I asked them just recently, could you show me in the book where it says to follow the first new moon after the equinox? You all witnessed that one for yourself. They can't even read. What do they say? You stupid. Guess why I'm stupid and they're smart? I believe that Yah can do what he says he would do. What is that? Open up the windows of heaven, pour you out a blessing where there will not be room enough to receive it. Let's begin. Barashat. You would say Genesis chapter 7, 4-5. 4. For yet 7 days, and I, who's I? Yahuwah, will cause it to rain upon the earth 40 days and 40 nights. Is that possible? I mean, if you don't believe that he can give you a harvest in the winter months, surely you don't believe this. And every living substance that I have made will I destroy from off the face of the earth. I. Everything comes from him. Why don't you believe it? 5. And Noah did according unto all that Yahuwah commanded him. He followed instructions. Suppose he didn't. Suppose he adjusted the calendar or moved to another time. What would have happened? Him and his family line would have perished off the face of the earth. Yahusha. This is the one that you call Joshua. His name originally was Husha. Masha added a Yah to the beginning of his name, and it became Yahusha. What does it mean? Yahuwah is salvation. Chapter 10, 11-13. 11. And it came to pass, as they fled from before Yeshurun, who, the 5 kings in their army, and were in the going down to Beth Haran, that Yahuwah cast down great stones from heaven upon them unto Azekah, and they died. Great stones? Meteorites. Where did they come from? From the heavens. Does he have the ability to cast great stones from the heaven and target them upon armies? There were more which died with hailstones than they whom the children of Yeshurun slew with the sword. Who's really fighting this battle? 12. Then spake Yahusha to Yahuwah in the day when Yahuwah delivered up the Amorites before the children of Yeshurun. And he said in the sight of Yeshurun, Sun, stand still upon Gibeon, and you, moon, stay where you are in the valley of Ayalon. Is he delusional? This is an impossible feat. Just think of the logistics that has to go into this to stop the sun in the heavens from moving. It's impossible, isn't it, in the minds of men? Well, it seems that it's also impossible in the minds of men that Yahuwah can open up the windows of heaven and pour you out a blessing where there'll not be room enough to receive it, no matter what time of the year it is. The sun has 12 doors. Yes, he can open up any of those doors whenever he wants to. There's 12 portals. Inside of those portals are 12 window openings. What is it used for? It is a targeting device. He can target my field, give me a harvest. And because you are a rebel, he can target your field and there'll be drought. 13. And the sun stood still, and the moon stayed where it was in the valley of Ayalon, until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Yeshar? He's telling you there's a witness for this. So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. His power is unlimited, but you doubt him to follow the Gentiles. Wayakara, you would say Leviticus chapter 26, 1-5. 1. You shall make no idols nor graven image, neither rear you up a standing image, neither shall you set up any image of stone in your land, to bow down unto it, to serve it. Look, he signed his name. I am Yahuwah, your Allah Yakam. 2. You shall keep my Shabbats, reverence my sanctuary. He signed his name again. I am Yahuwah. 3. If you walk in my statutes. Hold it 1 second. He gave a statute about the Pasa. He said you cannot move to another month for any other reason except if you touched a dead body, or you were on a journey afar off and could not make it home on time. If you do not fit that criteria, you cannot move to any other month. He gave you the option to move to the second month, not a 13th month, not the first new moon after the equinox, or following some solar calendar. Remember this: the moon falls behind. It does not go forward. If you violate that commandment and that statute, what was the penalty? Death. And keep my commandments. Our people have a problem with this, just like our ancestors, and do them. Not only hear it, but do it. Now, after you've done all of these things, 4, then I, who's I? Yahuwah, will give you rain in due season. Look at the word that is for season. Atam. What does it mean? It's time. Why did they put season? They use a solar calendar. Okay, we're going to use season, even though it doesn't appear here, but we'll use it anyway. They chose season when time is the primary translation. The moon will go through all of the seasons. That's the way it was created to work. In 32 years, it'll return to its original starting position, and everything will begin all over. That's how his time works. So he says he will give you the rain in due time. But if you use the word season, did he say March or April? Did he say September or October? We're using the word season. Did he point out which season? Because the moon will go through all of the seasons. And the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. 5. And your threshing floor shall reach unto the vintage, to the top of the rafters, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time. It'll last throughout the year, and you shall eat your bread to the full, and dwell in your land safely. Why are you trying to achieve a harvest in the land of your captivity, making adjustments like the Gentiles? Because they don't have a promise. Only one people on this planet have this extraordinary promise given to them by Yahuwah. Only He can give us the rain in its due time. Shalom.